Thank you for joining us on Politics Tonight. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Tonight we're focusing on insecurity in the Northwest with Abdurrahman Manga, former Vice President, National Youth Council of Nigeria, as my guest. The first reactions have continued to pour in on the death of the leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Edwin Clark. President Tinubu has described Mr. Clark as a man who led an illustrious life marked by dedicated service at different times to the nation and his community as councillor, state and federal cabinet member. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, eulogized Chief Edwin Clark as a fearless advocate for equity and resource control, saying his death is a monumental loss to Nigeria, the Niger Delta, and all who cherish justice, unity, and national progress. Meanwhile, Governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborowere, has also described the late elder statesman for his unwavering and unprecedented dedication to the growth and unity of the nation, especially in the South-South. The leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum died barely 4 days ago after the passing of leader of the Pan-Yoruba Social Cultural Group, Afenifere, Aliyu Adibanjo. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And to other stories, Governor of Ekiti State, Biodun Yebanji, has accepted to seek re-election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress for another term in office. Governor Yebanji said this in Ado-Ekiti as a stakeholders dialogue of Ekiti Central Senatorial Districts.
Governor Biodun Yebanji arrives at the venue of Ekiti Central Senatorial District Stakeholders Dialogue in company of Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele. This senatorial district produced the governor of Ekiti State, Biodun Yebanji, and Nigeria Senate leader, Okpeyemi Bamidele. Party leaders say they are surprised by the achievements of the governor and want him to seek re-election.
Appreciate continuity. For that to be development, and for development to be sustainable, there must be continuity.
The people of Ekiti State are seriously calling on Governor Biodun Yebanji to continue this very unique and exceptional governance that he has introduced in Ekiti State.
They claimed his entrance into the race will not close the door on other aspirants in the party.
It's not an endorsement for no primary. It's an endorsement of his good work and good deeds and his character as an Omoluabi of Ekiti State.
You feel you can equate what he has done, or you feel you are a match for him. Why not? This is a constitutional right. Nobody is going to stop anybody from contesting. But if you know you have the wherewithal to do it, then come out.
Accepting the endorsement, Governor Yebanji promised to rededicate himself to the service of Ekiti people.
I know that the reward of hard work is more work. We have listened to you, myself and Deputy Governor, and before God and man and before you, we accept this endorsement with all humility, and we promise you that we continue to serve you. This does not preclude anybody that has interest in the governorship of the state under our party to come out and run against us. We are not afraid of competition. Whoever wants to run, they are free to run.
The governorship election in Ekiti State holds in 2026. Observers say the popularity of the party in Ekiti State, coupled with the crisis in the People's Democratic Party and Governor Yebanji's people-centered approach to leadership, will likely work in his favor. Adiola Aderibigbe, TVC News, Ado-Ekiti.
Reactions are still trailing the Supreme Court ruling on the 2024 Appropriation Law of Rivers State. National Assembly members from the state have added their voice to the controversy, giving a lifeline to the speakership of Martin Amewele. Details in this report.
Lawmakers from the state and national assemblies met in Port Harcourt. The delegation from Abuja are visiting in solidarity with their counterparts who have been in the eye of the storm of the political crisis in Rivers State. For them, the Supreme Court ruling settled the dispute over rightful leadership of the House of Assembly, among other issues.
By the withdrawal of the governor's appeal before the Supreme Court and the dismissal of the suit with costs the judgment and all others made by Honorable Justice J.K. Omotosho, which was upheld by the Court of Appeal, takes effect immediately and forever. This, of course, includes the affirmation of Right Reverend Martins Amewuli as Speaker and the 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly as the only House of Assembly of Rivers State.
Gentlemen, you are standing on solid grounds. Law is not based on propaganda. Law is based on facts and the law. And we know that the courts will not be swayed by any form of propaganda. The court will look at the facts and look at the law and arrive at a decision.
Several matters connected to the political crisis are still pending in court, but these lawmakers say the law will vindicate them no matter how long it takes.
The 10th River State House of Assembly will remain undeterred. Rest assured that at the end of the day, the law will prevail. We are not sleeping. Hundreds of billions of funds belonging to River State that are missing today, not accounted for, a day of reckoning will come. They should not think that we are asleep. We are not asleep.
As concerned groups wait to see how the Supreme Court's decision will take effect, the lawmakers warn that dealing with any other entity in the name of the state legislature would be in contempt of court.
The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, has identified strategic partnership as key to regional developments in the country. The minister spoke in Abuja while hosting a consortium of key stakeholders on the impact of climate change in West Africa and Nigeria, led by the Academic Associate of Peaceworks, and responding to a presentation made by the leader of the team, Air Commodore Darlington Abdullahi. Mr. Momo thanked the organization for sharing its policy brief with the ministry.
Intervention ministry charged with the responsibility of coordinating the activities of the region. That is why when people have challenge, we have oil spirit, we have this, we draw the attention of the relevant government agency to address the situation.
The risks associated with climate-related disasters that are already a reality for millions of our people in Nigeria, we must act fast to contain the threats in order to build sustainable peace and development. This is more so that without peace and security, poverty eradication and sustainable development will be near impossible.
The chairman of Irewole local government, Remi Abbas, was killed by suspected political thugs on Monday in front of his local government secretariat in Ikere has been buried amid tears. Senior reporter Rafiu Hamid reports.
The entire community is in a somber mood. Family members, friends, associates, residents of Ikire and members of the All Progressives Congress gathered at Ikire Muslim Cemetery to witness the burial of Remi Abbas. His janaza prayer was led by the chief imam of Ikire land, after which his remains were laid to rest. Both young and old were seen weeping over the loss of the deceased, whom they described as a political pillar and a unifier of Ikire. Shortly after the janaza prayer, sympathizers proceeded to the family compound of the late politician, where condolences continued to pour in. A chieftain of the APC noted that the killing of Remi Abbas has created a significant void in the political structure of Ikire and the state at large.
He was ready, we were with him, we backed him to the council. But on getting there, we met PDP people with their thugs, fully armed. Unfortunately, as he stepped down, he was gunned down, and acid was poured on him. He was killed cruelly.
They called on the Inspector General of Police to ensure the perpetrators of the crime are brought to justice.
Lead people for sufficient and full team for Irewole. Remi is someone that always calls for peace. And then during that time, there's some team conversation between the DPO and Remi, where they agree that the DPO promised that he will go there and do all necessary things to see that the atmosphere clears. And then when the atmosphere was clear through the DPO, he called the Remi. DPO called Remi to come, and all of a sudden, we heard that Remi was gone down.
Remi Abbas was killed on Monday by suspected political thugs when he attempted to resume duty as the chairman of Irewole local government in compliance with the Court of Appeal judgment. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Ikire, Osun State.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll turn our attention to insecurity in the Northwest. Please stay with us, everyone.
I'm Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Welcome back, everyone. Insecurity, the hydra-headed monster that continues to affect the development of some parts of Nigeria, is a menace that must be stopped. The northwest region of Nigeria, made up of Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara states, is known for its mass food production, military and security command, but has been plagued by a distressing surge in violence, raising significant concerns about the effectiveness of the country's security measures and the growing influence of non-state actors. Tonight, we speak with Abdurrahman Manga, former Vice President, National Youth Council of Nigeria, on ways to address insecurity in the Northwest. Mr. Manga, thank you very much for joining us on Politics Tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you.
Right, so first let's have your assessment of the security situation in the Northwest region. Has there been any progress so far? And as a nation, have we made any significant progress? Because I remember last September, Aliyu was killed and several of his senior commanders in an ambush. Also, report says in the last 2 weeks, troops of Fansayama have killed bandit leaders in Sokoto and Zamfara states. Does this indicate that we are winning this war against insecurity in the Northwest region?
I'm happy that I'm part of this discussion. To be candid, there's a lot of improvement as far as security is concerned in the Northwest. We've had pockets of attacks, but the military are really on top of it, and we must have to commend the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as the army chiefs, for doing well in trying to make sure that they are able to be on top of the matter. Because as it is, we have gotten tremendous advances by the military to actually flush these bandits, and significant success has been recorded so far. And we must commend the efforts of the government on doing on keeping to their promise of ensuring that bandits are reduced to the barest minimum.
All right. You know, the federal government has vowed to leverage all necessary resources to weaken the criminal element and restore stability to these affected communities. But we've seen the growing influence of non-state actors in the region and how well they have gained significant traction in the Northwest. But for you, how bad is it?
Sorry, come again?
I was talking about how the federal government has vowed to leverage all necessary resources to weaken the criminal element and restore stability to the affected communities. And we've also seen the growing influence of non-state actors in the region and how well they've gained significant traction in the Northwest. How bad is it?
Well, to be candid, what we are seeing now, there are a lot of improvement because people are back to farms and movements are made easy. Some places that used to be very hard to reach, people can now move freely, go to village markets and what have you. So I think the situation is improving, and we're giving kudos to some of our governors. And also our governors are on top of the matter. Like, I'm coming from Kebbi. I've seen how our governor, Dr. Nasir Idris Orangondo, has been very, very committed on ensuring that security is his top priority. And so far, I can see other governors are really trying their best to equally arm the vigilantes and what have you, because our governor has given cars, trucks, hillocks, and all sort of support to the vigilantes to be able to help the military in containing peace in our areas. So now markets that are really hard to reach are now patronized, and people can move freely within Kebbi and some parts of Sokoto and what have you. So I think there's a lot of improvement, but more need to be done, because now the military are actually advancing to the hideouts of these people and are really doing well in flushing them out.
We would come to what exactly needs to be done, but interestingly also we saw the relocation of security chiefs to Sokoto State, and many attributed the death of some of those kingpins to that bold move by the federal government. But how precedented was that move? And do you agree that indeed it's made a lot of impact in the progress recorded so far?
Yes. There have been a lot of tremendous success so far. It's no more the way it used to be. Then our roads are you can't even travel. You know, you're always, they are in day in, day out, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Now you just have pockets of troubled areas, and they are busy running around. They are not really the way they used to be, very comfortable that the government is not doing anything. Now the government is really serious about it, and we are happy with what the government is doing. If this is sustained, I believe that in no time these elements will be flushed out of the states.
But to what extent would you say activities of fifth columnists or collaborators are aiding insecurity in the Northwest region?
Well, I believe that one of the biggest problems we have is the porous borders we have in the Northwest, and this is almost all over. You can find they come in, usually they don't even stay within the country. They advance, they do their mayhem, and they move out of the country, and that is a very bad thing for us. So I think our borders should be strengthened, and continue to give more logistic support to the military and other security agencies, so that we will have a collaboration between the securities and the DSS. We have enough intelligence gathering so that we can be able to contain them. So far, I can assure you that with the collaboration with the airstrikes and the ground troops, the security is really improving drastically in our states.
For the governors, how do you evaluate the efforts of the Northwest governors in tackling insecurity in the region? Have they shown some level of commitment, or better put, some level of seriousness in this fight against insecurity?
Most sincerely. I just told you that my governor gave hillocks and all the logistic support, and he's always on it. And he's always there whenever there's such attacks. Like the recent one we had in Argungu area, where you have the Labrawas, groups coming to take cattle and what have you. The governor was on top of it, and he gave all the support, and they were flushed out. So I believe that with what the governors are doing, especially my governor that I know, I believe that if the governors will keep maintain the same tempo of commitment, I'm sure this thing will be a thing of the past. All we want is the governors should find a way of coming together to identify what needs to be done and advance at the same time, so that they don't have running place. They don't move from point A when they are attacked to point B. So that let's have a round approach where if Kebbi is advancing, Jigawa is advancing, Niger is advancing, Kaduna is advancing, they don't have a running place, a hiding place, and that is going to be really a very good approach to be able to contend them, because when they find a situation where some governors are not doing well, then they easily run from where they have been troubled to where they are less been troubled.
You know, I asked the question because there have been several summits, partnerships with international organizations, and Nigerians are asking or demanding to know if these governors have shown the political will to channel the resources available to them to give a new lease of life to the millions of people in the region, especially with the emergence of another terrorist group, Lakrawa. But let me ask you, as a former vice president, National Council of Nigeria, what have you done to educate young people from being recruited as fighters or being part of these terrorist groups?
You know, one of the biggest challenges we have, and I'm happy that His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi, is engaging the youths in virtually everything that has to do with the state, and that has gone a long way in promoting, creating enough awareness so that people should know and shun this kind of things. And I will appeal to governors in all the Northwest states to be able to engage youths, have seminars, have town hall meetings, and create a kind of things that will keep them busy, because they said the idle mind is the devil's workshop. And once there is a very high rate of unemployment, the youths get indulged or they are persuaded to go into such kind of criminalities. So I believe that the governors are doing well, because this is a very serious situation where the economy of the country is almost paralyzed. So what the governors are doing, I want to commend them, and I want to appeal to them to add more to what they are doing, because no amount of effort is less or is enough, so that we can be able to completely thrash this serious problem. Because as it is, the insecurity is one of the most dangerous elements that is happening within the country, where you even have people that sometimes they are intruders are not even Nigerians. When they come and some of them are neutralized, you find that they are not even circumcised, some of them, and some of them have braid hairs. We even found instances where we have white men involved in such kind of attacks. So it's a very serious situation. And sorry?
I'm talking about how serious the situation is. You've just talked about porous borders, and you know, most of the persons who come in are young people. How do you manage the influx? How do you determine if they're being recruited as terrorists?
You see, most of the time they have different approaches, and that is a very serious problem because of, I said earlier, because of the nature of our porous borders. Our borders are so open. People can come into Nigeria and go out of Nigeria without even being noticed. And that is a very bad thing for the country. But I hope the governors also, and this is a federal project, it's not a governor's responsibility, because is about territorial border. The federal government should look at modalities in which they are really going to tighten up more in terms of border security. And that is very, very key, so that we know the kind of people that comes in, we know the kind of people that goes out of the country. Most especially our borders that are conventional borders, that the criminals don't use that. They use all sort of small routes, and they use all sort of means to cross in, come in and out.
All right, sadly we're out of time, but I'm sure we'd have this conversation some other time. Thank you so much for joining us on Politics Tonight. Abdurrahman Manga, former Vice President, National Youth Council of Nigeria. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
And thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatunji.
Sachets. It has a thick formula, so all you need is just one sachet for your toilet bowl. It gives 10 times better cleaning and big savings too.
Wow, Helen!
Sparkling clean toilet with Hapix sachet.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. This Love Month, skip the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Why settle for flowers when you can gift products that bring joy, health, and togetherness? Celebrate your love with products that bring you closer together. Skip the flowers. Get the products from now till the 28th of February 2025. From now through the month of love, we are excited to offer gifts worth 30,000 Naira on the first 100 orders. Yes, that's right. Let's start with the ultimate kitchen companion, the CookX Air Fryer Oven. It's the gift that keeps giving, creating health healthy, delicious meals you'll love. The CookX 10-in-1 Air Fryer Oven is a 12-liter oven that offers 75% more space for cooking than traditional air fryers. Call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code and get the CookX Air Fryer Oven plus an amazing kitchen knife set valued at 30,000 Naira for free for 239,950 Naira. You can get the CookX Air Fryer Oven in 2 easy payments of 119,975 Naira. Are you looking to bond and get fit? The ShopX Ultimate Crunch lets you sweat it out together. No gym is required. Build muscle, build memories, and build your best selves while at it. This 6-in-1 machine is designed to take your fitness to the next level. Call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code and get the ShopX Ultimate Crunch at the price of 399,950 Naira. You also get the Genie Bra from ShopX TV, valued at 30,000